Hi, my name is James Konieczny. I am the teacher that has been offered the job of filling in for Mrs. Robinson. I am thrilled to have been offered this position and I am incredibly grateful. I am looking forward to begin teaching at Normal High School campus starting Monday morning. I have been asked to make this video to ensure that I will provide adequate instruction as well as the best possible learning environment for the students. I understand that this will be a difficult situation for both the students as well as myself. I am prepared to handle any challenges that arise. With that being said, I promise to give 100% of my effort and time to try and make this goal happen. The first thing I must do is study the roster that has already been provided and which I've already done some studying on. I will go down the list of things I have noticed about the roster. The first thing that I have noticed is the well-balanced ratio of gender in all of the classes. There are no one-sided classes. They are all even. This makes it easy to focus on certain contexts equally to help keep both genders interested, as we all know that each gender finds different things appealing. The next thing that I must address is diversity. I notice that my classes are very diverse, and I will take notice of this because each student will have different needs that root from their culture. It is important that I remember that students may be affected differently by certain subjects and may react differently to questions posed in the class. There are 4 different types of ethnic backgrounds, including Hispanic, Caucasian, African American, and Asian or Pacific Islander. I will be understanding of each different background throughout the duration of my job here at Normal ISD. It is important to realize that each one of these backgrounds are different and unique in themselves. The next bit of information that I have acquired from the roster is that many of the students are economically disadvantaged. In fact, 44% of students are on free and reduced lunch programs. This number is relatively low, but may not be 100% accurate due to the fact that this is sensitive information and many people are not okay sharing this information and show that they need this program to assist them. It is very important to take these contextual factors of all your classes because this affects everything you do as a teacher. It is very important to realize that based on socioeconomic factors that students may be less focused, motivated in class because they have other things to worry about like hunger, parental issues, or even just finding a ride home. And this is why it is important to take this in as something to understand. For example, you may have to offer less homework due to the fact that they may not have the means to complete it. I will try to limit homework and keep most of the work to be done in the classroom. If there is homework, it will be minimal and will often not require technology. The next issue that I must address are the learning disabilities of students. I've noticed that 30% of my classes are below level in reading, 52% are on level, 8% are above level. I will address the lower level reading students by giving them tools to help comprehension and develop fluency. Pre-reading, during reading, and post-reading activities will be administered in order to give an advantage to the lower level readers. This will also help build reading levels in the on-level and upper level as well. I've noticed that I have 8 students that are English language learners. This poses a huge problem on all levels because there will be a lack of communication. I will attack this issue head on by providing translation tools and coordinating with the ELA department to make sure they receive the best educational experience possible. There are 4 dyslexic students that I will prepare lesson plans accordingly for. I will give out handouts before the lessons that are color coordinated and have block shapes to help them read what we will be going over so they will be prepared. I will also use pictures to help them gain an understanding of the context. Gifted and talented students will be offered assignments they can do outside of classes that are a bit more challenging and thought-provoking. I also notice we have about 15 to 20% of students that are in the special populations, meaning they are special ed students. About 4 are learning disabled, 5 are emotionally disturbed, 1 is visually impaired, 1 has a hearing impairment, 1 is physically disabled, and 1 is autistic. I realize that each one of these students needs special attention in order for them to gain the best learning experience possible. I will give extra tools for the learning disabled students, extra care for emotionally disturbed, larger text or recordings for the visually impaired, assignments that are written out for the hearing impaired students. I will create a classroom that will benefit the physically disabled student and give extra tools and care for the autistic students. It is my goal to make this transition of teachers as comfortable as possible for the students. Moving on to the next issue that I face due to a lack of time to properly prepare for class. I will need to see where the students are in the content, previous assignments, their current grades, Ms. Robinson's classroom rules, and previous TAC scores. I will need this information so that I can make this transition go as smooth as possible. The one thing I will not ask to know is the previous behavioral problem, because I want the students to have a clean slate when I begin teaching in my classroom, just as I expect the same. For the first day of class, I will introduce myself and have the students introduce themselves as well. I will have them tell me 3 things about themselves, and I will have them write them on index cards and turn them in to me. I will do this in order to establish a quality rapport with the students. I want the first day to be as positive and as fun as possible. After we formally introduce ourselves, I will ask if they can go ahead and turn in their index cards that I have provided, and then I will try to get to know the students' names as soon as possible and what their interests are so that I can begin to build a positive relationship with the students. I understand how important it is to maintain a positive and professional relationship with the students. This can mean the difference of a student responding to you in class or just shutting down on you. It is important to make the students feel comfortable and safe, and to do this you must show the students that you actually care about them and how they do in school, as well as in life. On the first day, I will try to explain the situation that we are in, and that this will be challenging as well as fun. It may not go as smooth as we may like, but if they promise to give their best effort, I will do the same. I will write the statement on the board that says, I, the students and teacher, promise to give my best efforts at all times in this class, even with challenges that may arise throughout the rest of the year. After I write the statement, I will sign and have all of the students sign the board. I will do this in hopes they genuinely accept the challenge that I have put in front of them. I will give my best effort regardless of how the students react to this. But I want the students to feel a sense of responsibility, because students often respond well when given the sense of responsibility. I will also go over rules and expectations. I want to create a very professional type of atmosphere within the classroom, but I also want the students to know that we can have fun as well. I plan to keep the students engaged by administering a lot of projects and activities built to reflect the content as well as their personal interests. We will try to make learning as fun as possible and get the students to enjoy the class. I will address kinesthetic, visual learners, and auditory learners as well during these projects. With all that I have just said, I would like to thank you and your administration for the opportunity to teach at this wonderful campus. I fully accept the challenges that arise and will work very hard to make this the best possible experience for the students. Thank you. Have a great day.